Welcome back, YouTubers, to another British Fist Q&A, number 14. We are the British Fist.
Ka-ching.
Of course, I am Mr. Parkin with my V-neck once again. This guy sitting next to me, well, you know his name. It's NJ.
What's up?
Doing his usual what's up as he always does. Make sure you guys subscribe up above, like this video, and comment your thoughts down below on these questions we're about to answer.
Make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yeah, and also make sure you continue sending us our questions, whether it's through commenting below, the inbox on YouTube, or through facebook.com/British Fist. We preferably prefer it if you did put it, do it as our inbox us, so we can get through the questions a little bit quicker that way. And also, if you've got questions upcoming, we will answer them. Be patient, we will get to your questions eventually. We do have a lot of questions to get through in a weekly segment, so it does kind of build up over time. We will answer your questions, won't we, NJ?
We will, because the thing is we enjoy your questions, so of course we're going to answer them. Just be patient.
Yeah, definitely. Right, should we get started then?
Let's go.
The first question is from Brian Nelson, a Facebook friend of ours. He asked us two questions, the first of which was, when did you both start to watch wrestling? I'll go to you first, NJ, because you're older than me.
A little bit older. Yeah. 1997/1998.
Okay, well, for me, it was around about 2000. I started watching, I think my first wrestling event I watched was Royal Rumble 2000. That was on Channel 4, I remember at the time. I recorded it on a VHS. That's how old that I was. That's how young I was when I first started watching. Actually, you lived the Attitude Era then, didn't you?
Quite a bit, yeah.
It was pretty good. Did you enjoy the Attitude Era?
I miss it.
Oh, so I miss it too, but even though I didn't really live it that often. So yeah, I mean, you start, I mean, I'm 2 years younger than you, so for you to start about 97, 98, me to start around about 2000 kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
It does pretty much, yeah.
And we used to watch wrestling events together sometimes, didn't we, when we were a bit younger?
Ah, good times.
Yeah, I remember that, watching the old wrestling events at 1 AM. And we're still doing it now at 21, 22 and 23 years old. Anyway, the next question he asked us was, who was your favourite wrestler to ever come out of the UK? For me, has to be British Bulldog.
Yeah, the whole name British Bulldog, yeah. So yeah, I'll go the same.
Yeah, there's also William Regal was a good one to come out of Britain. Wade Barrett could be a future star. There's three wrestlers there, but British Bulldog is one that stands out for me.
Jerry being one.
Oh yeah, he's so blatantly British.
Yeah,
he kicks like a Brit. Anyway,
okay. The
next questions we got are from Keenan Payne. He says, the question actually, what is your worst WrestleMania match of all time? There's a couple we could say here, aren't there? For a start, let's go to WrestleMania 26. Vince versus Brett was a bad match.
Big one. All it was basically Bret Hart using weapons, and that was just it. So I just thought,
Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole.
Even though that was Jerry Lawler's first WrestleMania match, it had some importance. It was still bad.
What about Kane versus Khali? I remember that being a crap match.
Khali can't really do WrestleMania matches. So.
No, he's not very good in the ring. Or Chavo. I've got two more to do. Chavo versus Kane. The match which lasted around about 6 seconds. And then JBL versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio pinned JBL in 30 seconds and he quit.
It's pretty sad because with Rey Mysterio, you do expect great matches from him. So for him to have a match like that, disappointing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other bad, probably worse matches from previous WrestleManias, like WrestleMania, like really old WrestleManias back when it was mainly about the main events. There's probably worse matches there, but from what we remember, those are the kind of worst matches we've seen. It's really hard to get off the top of your head, really, isn't it?
It was, but the ones that stand out are the ones that are short or just with wrestlers that you expect to do better.
Yeah, definitely. Bret Hart being one of them, eh? Back in the 90s. The next question is from Sheldon Fernandez. He says, so let's say Daniel Bryan lost Money in the Bank briefcase without cashing it in. Who can win it off him? Who is a heel? He thinks Cody Rhodes.
One person at the moment.
Yes.
Wade Barrett.
Definitely Wade Barrett. It seems like they're doing some kind of feud with Wade Barrett and Daniel Bryan, although it didn't really continue very well on SmackDown when we watched it. So it seems like if there was one person that could, it would be Wade Barrett. I still think a guy like Cody Rhodes could take it from him.
The thing with
Cody, did have a few before, didn't they?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. They pulled away from that now. They seem to make Cody go off and do his own thing with the Intercontinental now, and Daniel Bryan go for the World. So yeah, this question was back when there was a rivalry going on between Daniel Bryan and Cody Rhodes, but it looks like it's Wade Barrett at the moment.
Definitely. He also asked us, who do you think will be in the Hall of Fame 2012? Rock's definitely there, I think.
I'm thinking Edge.
I think they'll save Edge for when they do it in Canada. Maybe WrestleMania. I don't know, when they do it in Canada, I think they'll do him and Trish. Rock is a definite for me. Macho Man Randy Savage, he's a definite, I think. He needs to go in there. I can't really think of any other guys. There are a lot of guys that aren't in there that really kind of deserve to be in there, in my opinion. Owen Hart, he probably won't ever get in there, though.
No. To be honest, I think the main ones are The Rock and possibly like Edge But again, like Dan said, it could be at
Who do you think should be top of the? Who do you think should come first out of Rock and Macho Man? Thinking about Macho Man's legacy and the Rock's, involvement in WrestleMania 28.
I'm going to say The Rock.
I still think Macho Man.
My opinion for The Rock is because he's having his involvement with the WWE. I think he's coming to his last final main things in the WWE now. I think just put him in, finish him off, would be a good thing.
Although I'd like to have seen Macho Man there in person, I do feel Macho Man should headline it, just because of how much of a legend he was and his unfortunate death, and they had his whole row with Vince McMahon. So I think he would deserve to headline it. Maybe have co-headlines in Macho Man and The Rock. Who knows? So yeah, that's our opinions on the Hall of Fame classics. Who else could go in there? We don't really know because we don't really know what they have planned yet. But there are a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, that haven't got in the Hall of Fame yet that deserve to be. There's a list somewhere. We can't remember many of them, but there are lists of people there that haven't got in there. And people that have that don't really deserve to. Like Drew Carey, Coco Beware, people like that. Just move on to the next question.
Disgusting.
Right.
Yeah.
The next question is from Old Man Jenkins, 1990. You're only 21. That's not that old. He asked us 2 questions, or it could be a she. We don't know. Old man could be a bit of a euphemism. How do you think WWE will use the Kings of Wrestling if they sign?
Kings of Wrestling in WWE.
Tag champs.
What a great moment.
They should be tag champs.
They'll come in and be the dominant force to start off with and eventually become tag champs.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, when they come in, with WWE's tag team division as it is, they need to build that division around Kings of Wrestling because they know they're a great tag team. And in the future, when they've done that whole tag team championship thing, you've got 2 great singles wrestlers there, especially a guy in Chris Hero, who really does fit that kind of main event upper mid-card slot that Vince McMahon really liked. The big guy.
So I think for Kings of Wrestling to come in, I think it's going to eventually show their dominance and then come in the tag champs.
But they should be used well because we've seen that they're a great tag team in ROH, haven't we? So hopefully they'll be used well if they do sign. It looks very likely that they are doing now. He also asked us, do you think Samoa Joe will leave TNA due to how poorly he's being booked? Wouldn't be surprised.
The way I'm looking at it is, at the moment they're running out of ideas. That's why they've gone through this whole angle of him just attacking people and that. So they're just running out of ideas. So I think when they finish doing all that attack thing, he'll have nothing to do. So him coming to WWE would be the next step.
Well, his contract is running out, and Stone Cold Steve Austin did praise him about how good of a wrestler he was, and he urged WWE to sign Samoa Joe. So he is being booked very poorly at the moment. It seems like Samoa Joe, who was once a guy who featured prominently in TNA, just isn't getting anything anymore. So, maybe change the horizons for Samoa Joe, get him in WWE mainly, but I'm not sure WWE will be able to know how to use it.
That's the thing, because with WWE, their ideas for wrestlers are not always the best.
Especially if they're from TNA.
That's true, but I'm thinking WWE are, with big guys, they have all these plans. Like, you've seen them do plans with Mark Henry, Big Show, Umaga. So I think they'll use him greatly at first.
Hopefully.
I think it would be a good start for him.
If he does indeed sign.
That's
I don't
true.
know what's going to happen. He's on minus 10 points by the time we do that video.
The thing is, WWE need more wrestlers, like we said before. So having Samoa Joe moving from one wrestling thing to another one be a good move.
I would welcome it. I really would. Especially after watching his work in the X Division and TNA. So
that's it, yeah.
The next questions we have are from Ewan Stars, also known as MUFC1825 on YouTube. He asks us, what do you think the best pay-per-view will be this year? I think Money in the Bank is a big
Something's got to try and beat that. We did hope that SummerSlam was going to be, because after you've seen our review, we really enjoyed SummerSlam, so we're really hoping that SummerSlam was going to make it, but the way it came out, it just worked there, so the same Money in the Bank.
I think Money in the Bank is the benchmark. I do feel some ROH pay-per-views may get that benchmark. I mean, Best in the World was a good pay-per-view. I felt that Ring of Honor Takes Center Stage, the first one we watched, was a good pay-per-view. Maybe not as good in production as the WWE, but I think Money in the Bank is the benchmark just in terms of sheer audacity and in sheer, in the storyline of the main event. That's the one to beat in my opinion.
Yeah.
You've got Survivor Series, TLC.
But the thing is, at the moment, that's our guess, but we're all expecting the other future pay-per-views coming up, because at the moment we're doing it from here. Future of Royal Rumble, maybe that's
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory, WrestleMania. So there could be more coming up. At the moment, it seems to be Money in the Bank.
Even an ROH pay-per-view, I could guess. Because usually with ROH pay-per-views, I think are very good and well worth the money. So maybe one of them, maybe Money in the Bank. But it will take a really good pay-per-view in order for them to do that. So, next question.
Yeah, let's go on.
Right. What's your favourite oh my god moment in wrestling? I'll go to you first.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You said it twice.
I know, I have to keep saying it because, oh my god moments, there's I can't think from the top of my head.
Well, what about CM Punk winning Money in the Bank? I thought that was a big oh my god moment because I just didn't expect it.
There's that. There's
got Kane's introduction to WWE. That was a big, oh my god moment.
Wow, very big moment that was.
Nexus.
Oh, Nexus, yeah, because we expected Wade wouldn't it. So for him to come in, we expected him to come in. For him to bring in that big faction, it's got to be that for me.
TLC, WrestleMania.
True. If we go back to Slammy Awards, there's a few winners there. Oh my god, moments
like RKO and Evan Bourne when he did a backflip, when he did an airborne. Oh, there's so many oh my god moments. It's hard to just sum up in one question, isn't it? There are a lot of oh my god moments.
But our favourites, I'm thinking, would involve Nexus because that was great for that, and then there's obviously the little one.
Like CM Punk as well. I think that's a big one.
He was a big one, of course.
So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. Maybe we'll go into more detail in another video at some point. We don't know, but the next questions we have are from Bino Smoking Ace, another British YouTuber. Yeah, at WrestleMania, he asked us, at WrestleMania, who will win, Cena and Rock? Cena all the way.
Well, if they do go down the pack, it's been in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, if anyone, the way they're going to do it, it's going to be none other than...
You don't have your monster, do you?
Cena.
It'll be John Cena, just simply because of the fact that he's the one wrestling for the company. WWE obviously want to have him go against Rock to establish him as some kind of big babyface, even though he'll probably seem like the heel because he'll be booed a lot, which is where I do agree on that Cena official that didn't want the match to happen. But it has to be Cena. If you make Rock win, you're pretty much burying your whole roster there.
Sadly, the way the WWE is at the minute, yes, CM Punk's named it called the Reality Era, but it's still PG at the moment. So I think it's going to be PG versus Attitude Era, and it's going to be the way for Cena to finish the Attitude Era off by defeating them all.
Cena finishing the Attitude Era off, man.
Sadly, yes.
Do you think Sting's new gimmick is interesting? I'll go to you first on this one. I don't really think you like it, do you? I think it was interesting at first because we saw a difference in Sting's character, but then it just got a bit worn thin eventually. He's not doing it as much now. I do prefer like the serious Sting, but with a bit of Joker Sting in there as well. It makes it more interesting that way.
The thing I like it is that Sting, like when we all had the whole who's returning take or Sting thing, you saw a dark guy. I was thinking, okay, that could be good, a dark Sting, back when he was that dark character.
Yeah.
I thought that could be good, but then when he turned to this joke thing, I thought...
At least it was interesting, though. I'll give that. At least it was interesting and something different. That's all I can say, really.
Bring some entertainment into TNA.
Let's move on at that point.
Yeah.
Was the Cena Punk storyline going into Money in the Bank the best thing this year, WWE-wise?
It was a big draw, and I'm thinking with that coming into... Yeah, it was, in my opinion, maybe not the best pay-per-view to do at. It could have been maybe a SummerSlam huge, bigger. I'm saying that at that particular point in time, because the way they did it,
it's the most interesting storyline, and it's got people talking about it the most. So I guess in that kind of perspective, from a social networking perspective, it was the most interesting storyline, and the pay-per-view, the main event of the pay-per-view itself, turned out to be a very interesting one in itself. So in terms, I can't really think of anything else that has really been as interesting. Can you? Or Cena winning the titles is only other things we can really think about. But I guess this is probably the most memorable thing, most important thing, probably even this year.
Because it's definitely, when that happened, it shows the new direction the WWE are going to start going. So I would say, yes, that's the good point.
Yes. Next question is from Yusuf Techlab. I hope I pronounced that right, Yusuf. I'm sorry if I didn't. I talk to him about football all the time. He said, do you see Sin Cara staying beyond WrestleMania 28? Okay. Sin Cara at the moment, again, because we're recording it now, Sin Cara looks like he's all over the place at the minute with these ideas. They brought a temporary Sin Cara in, but staying beyond WrestleMania 28, yes. I would say yes too, just because of it's not, I mean, I know he botches a lot, but he's clearly very over with the crowd on SmackDown, and he has so much potential draw in the international market. They'll be stupid to let him go. They might as well just let him, even if he is botching, he's still over with the crowd, and he's a potential draw.
Yeah, he's a druggie, but...
He's a druggie, but he's not official yet, and he does need a replacement. But that's I do see him staying past WrestleMania 28, even having a match at WrestleMania 28 with someone like Rey Mysterio, maybe pass the torch, so to speak. So I do see him staying past WrestleMania 28. WWE need to give him a bit of time, give him a meaningful feud, which is why I think they're going with this whole fake Sin Cara thing. It's the only real way they can put him in a feud at the moment with a story.
So I'd say, keep him past WrestleMania 28.
Yep.
Give him more of a name in the WWE.
They should keep him past that time, I think. The next question is from Tudor Chris. What is your favourite belt design of all time?
It's got to be the spinner belt, man.
Oh, fuck,
wow,
man.
God, that is just... The way they made that belt... No, Dan, no, Dan. The way they made that belt, pure genius. Spinner belt, wow.
By the way, this is the most sarcastic answer I'm going to get. It's got to be the Modern Weight Championship.
There we go.
That's the best, most glorified belt design ever, in my opinion anyway. IC belt, the old IC belt design was very good. I enjoyed that. But other than that, there's not really many other titles that have a very good design, is there?
No, with other belts, they kind of ruined, like the tag, they ruined the ECW belt back then. So they've had belts that looked okay, but then they ruined them, so it's the World Heavyweight class kept the same.
I know one. The AAA World Heavyweight Championship that Jeff Jarrett has. I'm joking.
TNA TV Championship.
Oh, fuck that.
But anyway,
there's two of them.
We're mixing so much belts up here. It's the World Heavyweight, that's it.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Well, long drawn out answer, but that is definitely the World Heavyweight. Yeah. The last question we're going to do today is from Shevo Music 97, and he or she, we don't know, maybe you just put your gender in the question, but we don't know what it is. He or she, they, that really does it, doesn't it? They asked us, with the downfall of the tag division in WWE, what new tag team would you make from superstars on the roster? Evan Bourne and Kofi?
That's one that's going pretty well, but if we had to make our own one that's not been there, we've got to get Drew involved. So
yeah.
I'd say Drew would possibly...
Regal, maybe?
Regal would be an interesting one, yeah.
Maybe someone like Ziggler? I don't know. I'm thinking like Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, redo that again. You know, I don't really know what other tag teams they could make in WWE at the moment. You know, there's a lot of people that you can take from like, you know, some guys like Tyson Kidd or Justin Gabriel. You can put them in a tag team.
Ones that have been in ex-tag teams. The way they did poorly with tag teams, breaking them up and then that's been it. So I think relive old tag team members and just throw them in them.
Yeah, so there's only really a couple. I mean, really, with more focus in WWE, bringing in new tag teams.
That'll be the next step.
So, like from FCW, like Richie Steamboat and Seth Rollins, for example, get them in there, bring them to the main roster in a tag team. Guys like that, you know, or bring in guys like Kings of Wrestling, Generation Me, Beer Money, you know.
Beer Money, well,
the Briscoes.
If they happen to break up soon, then maybe not them. But again, we're just saying, just with the ones we've just said, yeah.
Yeah, so that's who we would put together, but who knows what WWE are going to do with the tag team division. It seems pretty meaningless at the moment, doesn't it?
Sadly, yes.
All right, then. So should we end that Q&A there? We've answered a lot of questions, MJ.
Let's finish it here.
Yeah, okay, then. So make sure you get your comments down below on some of the answers we've given. Bloody hard, that. And keep sending your questions in, of course. Do you have any last words before we leave this Q&A, MJ?
Again, I hope you've enjoyed our Q&A. Keep the questions coming into our inboxes like we said at the beginning of the video. And me and Dan, the British Fist, catching
indeed. Goodbye.